SeeME, I think, is a brilliant concept. It's an opportunity for the recipient of care to actually be able to express themselves and show. Like, for example, there was my home video. At the time, I didn't really think about it. We just did it, but it's come in really, really useful. I had a particular issue where my home care agency who provided me with the home care, they've been going for years, providing me. They contacted me just before Christmas last year to say that on a Wednesday they called me, late in the afternoon, to say that as from Sunday they could no longer provide my home care. So some new carers came in, and I was able to show them that, so the actual carers, so they could have a greater understanding of what, not for them what to do, because I can explain what to do, but to see the environment of where the care is provided, required. And I've actually used that twice, because I've had another agency come in now, and the first thing I did, when the carers came in, new carers came in, I said, look, gather around, showed them on the computer, big screen, so they'd have a better idea of what's going on, what I require. And the feedback I've had from them has been extremely positive, and so it shows that it works. It's worked for me in that instance. The written records are usually written down by a social worker, and they usually sit at you sit down in a kitchen or in a one-to-one situation, and they're not seeing the reality. They might walk around the house and look and things, but they don't see how that situation is actually, how that, for example, if I've got a hoist, if I can show the hoist and what it does, and and then my feelings and what I require in the hoist, it's going to be easier than somebody coming around and make an assessment, and then 2 weeks later a different social worker comes along, and because they change their positions very often. So if there is going to be a change of personnel within the social services department, they can just spend 5 minutes doing assessment, not doing assessment, reviewing the situation, rather than have to spend an hour and all the costs and overheads. That record is on their file. So, it's going to save a lot of money, isn't it? It could also be used, for example, we also did a work, my showing my work and what I do, because I don't sit at home all day. Now that could be used to show access to work, because when they do assessments, it's done over the phone, and it's ridiculous. How do they know what I'm doing, what I'm up to? And it's very easy to stigmatize, if you like, how people, if you're a wheelchair user, you're in a pocket in that particular pigeonhole. So if you're actually doing something and what you do, I think it's brilliant for disabled people looking for employment, for disabled people looking for to get assistance from access to work, disabled people who want to connect with clients. The potential. The more you think about it, the more potential there is here. It's exciting. I'm excited by it. We're fortunate. The new generations of people entering into social care, the part of the education is a lot more emphasis on co-production, and they'll understand the value of SeeME. Once we can fully make them understand and the value of what can be done, I think that it's going to be an easy introduction to a lot of places. Like I said, I can communicate quite well, so it's not very difficult for me. But there's a lot of people who can't, and so this way it can be physically seen. You know, I am who I am.
Yeah.
And this is, you actually see me. SeeME, yeah.
SeeME.
Amazing.